I thought I've been doing quite well with my exercise levels over the last few months. Um, I've managed to do fairly regular sessions on the indoor trainer during the winter months, which is when it's always really hard to get out and about and train. And now that the spring is coming, I've been getting out onto the road on my bicycle, which is really good. On the downside, I guess I haven't made any progress with my eating habits. Particularly through winter, it's always hard to cut back when generally the form of entertainment and socializing is being indoors with a good meal and a couple of drinks, which I have a weakness for. And now as the evenings become longer, there's longer daylight hours. I still spend too much time sitting in front of the TV and enjoying a dessert after dinner, probably too close to bedtime. They always say you shouldn't eat too close to when you go to sleep. So the bottom line is my weight stays stubbornly high. The reading on the scale is fine if you're 6'9" probably, but I'm not. I'm closer to 5'7", so I'm well overweight. So when my GP requested that I submit a series of blood pressure readings a few weeks back as a follow-up to an elevated reading that they'd had probably during last year sometime, I shouldn't have been surprised. So I was doing readings twice a day and sending them through to the GP on the app. And yeah, they're always too high. So I finished submitting the readings, and then it was inevitable that I got a call from the GP to follow up on it. He was really polite, and he did briefly touch on some of the factors that affect blood pressure, notably genetics, lack of exercise, too much alcohol, too much stress, all those good things. But very quickly he got round to suggesting that I take some medication to bring it under control. And that always frustrates me because it seems like we go to the medication route too quickly rather than seriously exploring the other options. But to be fair to the GP, I guess most of us don't really stick to the lifestyle changes that are required, because the bottom line is that you have to lose weight. I'm pretty happy with the exercise levels I've been achieving. I think I'm pretty fit, but I definitely need to lose weight. So now I'm a couple of weeks down the line, and I'm taking that little white pill once a day. Good news is my blood pressure readings have dropped, although they're probably still higher than what's considered normal. But my own diagnosis is that I'm not going to drop dead from high blood pressure anytime soon. So for me, that's a good sign. But now I have another telephone conversation scheduled, apparently with the pharmacist. They're following up again. So that's next week. And I'm guessing that they're going to want to either increase my dosage or perhaps change the medication so that it can get the readings to within the recommended normal levels, which is 120/80, I believe. Anything below that is considered okay. So I've just stepped out for a quick check of my new microphone that I bought. See if it's working. It's supposed to be noise cancelling, and it's got the fluffy bit on it, which is supposedly going to help with the wind noise. So where I'm walking now up this hill, I'm pretty sheltered from the wind. These hedges are ridiculously high. But let's see, it might be making a big difference or not. I wanted to talk a little bit more about high blood pressure. What's it all about and what does it mean? Apparently it's known as the silent killer because you don't really have symptoms. You often don't know if you have it or not. The wind is really trying to test my new microphone, and I suspect that it's the wind is winning. Where was I? Yeah, it's known as the silent killer because you often don't have any symptoms. There can be symptoms, possibly blurred vision or lots of headaches, but I think if that's the case, then you probably have seriously high blood pressure. But there are other
risk factors that can make you more prevalent towards high blood pressure. One of those is if you have it in your family, if it runs in your family. Apparently we're also more likely to get it as we're aging, so that certainly applies to me, as does the family situation. The other thing is if you're overweight, if you drink too much alcohol, if you frequently have too much stress, and even your ethnicity can have an impact on your risk profile. So it probably is something that's worth checking out if you think it might apply to you.
I don't want to carry on taking pills forever. I don't think that's the right way to go. So I am committed to making some lifestyle changes so that I can get my blood pressure to an acceptable level and get off the medication altogether. So that's my goal. And those lifestyle changes that have to be considered, obviously exercise. I have to keep up my current exercise levels all year round, even in the winter months when it's hard to get out and about. And I'm okay with that, that's fine. The difficult thing is going to be the other areas of control, namely eating and drinking. And I do accept that I have to make a change, and I'm committed to do that. So I'm going to develop a clear strategy for this. I'm going to give it some thought. And I'll share the next steps with you in my next video. Let's see what I come up with and what I'm going to be doing. Thanks for watching.